Hi guys, and welcome to the second edition of the Femina Virtual Beauty Carnival. We did one last year, and it's safe to say that the year was a little rough, but I believe there's a common consensus on someone we've missed most throughout last year, and that's a hairdresser. And today, of course, because of that, we are getting one of the best in the country here for you. Welcome, Adhuna. Hi. So good to have you
Hello,
on board.
happy to be here. Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
me.
thanks for doing this chat with us. I believe tons of people have reached out to you for tons of hair care advice because we all became somewhat, we had the need to do it all on our own last year. So tell us how it's been for you.
So last year was obviously not very good for business overall. But the interesting thing was that lots of people were in touch with us about their hair and how to take care of their hair at home. And so, as you may be aware, we have a range of products, a line of products. So we did a lot of work on trying to inform our clients how to take care of their hair at home during the lockdown. We also sort of did a grow out your hair challenge, which we try to get everybody on board to grow their hair out so that by the time we did open our salon doors again, we could really create something new and different for them.
That's interesting. So, as we know, like Adhuna is the co-founder of Be Blunt Salons. And like you're saying, like with Be Blunt, like you'll always do something that's very unique and interesting. You did a grow out your hair challenge, but at the same time, there were lots of us who had to resort to DIY haircuts. Did you have to salvage a lot of that when the salons finally opened up?
So a fair amount. Like I said, the clients that we have in our salons, they would either be in touch with us or calling us and saying, can you tell me how to do this? Can you tell me? So we found ourselves doing a lot of consultations, over the phone and trying to talk to people about how to, create, since there was a lot more time that people were having on their hands, how to create their own personal and unique hair care regime at home. So depending on each person's individual hair, depending on their texture, their length, cutting their hair is a whole other thing, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Yeah. But really and truly, we try to encourage everyone to sort of give your hair a chemical break and say, if I'm looking to change my hair or do something new after the lockdown when I can get back to the salon, should be a process of prepare my hair for that. So make sure that the hair is maintained in its best condition possible. Nourish the hair, moisturize the hair, use conditioning masks on your hair so that we rebuild the hair or we strengthen the hair depending on the products that you choose to use, and each one has an individual requirement. It's not that one person with fine hair necessarily has the same requirement as another person with fine hair or thick hair or curly hair or whatever the hair texture may be. So we try to encourage people to do like a thorough cleansing of the scalp. Try to shampoo your hair 2 to 3 times a week, especially if you're somebody who's perhaps working out frequently. It's very, very important to create a healthy scalp in order for the hair to be able to flourish. So maintaining the scalp, that's with the use of your shampoo. Looking after the hair by using the choice of conditioner that you choose to use. And it's naturally, people look for things that are curated for their individual hair type.
Fair enough. And through all of this, there was an incredible rise in DIYs because if you remember, initially we had no access to products. What's your take on them? Do you think they work? And if yes, do you have one that you particularly enjoy?
So I think the one thing that I talked about quite a lot during the lockdown was, again, the same reason, since we have this extra time on our hands. Take a mask. It could be any kind of conditioner that you have in the bathroom, because as you said, people were. So whatever conditioner that you have, you can use a creamy based conditioner of some description and sort of massage it into the hair, and then use a hot towel wrap and leave that conditioner in your hair for as long as possible. It kind of represents a steam treatment that you would do in the salon. And you know, a conditioner is quite, I'll show you, it's quite creamy in consistency. So I talk to people about using products that were very creamy at this stage in consistency, a conditioner, so that it would literally nourish and moisturize the hair. And at that stage, like you said, people didn't have many products, or they couldn't get hold of new products for at least a good month, couple of months or so. Eventually, our own range of products came, were available online, and then we were able to advise people more for their hair type. But initially, the thought was condition, nourish, moisturize, rebuild the hair from within, so that when you get, back into your salons and you want to say maybe have a color change, you want to have a haircut change, then the canvas that you're working on is kind of being prepared for.
Fair enough. One really good thing that, I have noticed, and I'm sure a lot of me, like in the industry, have also seen this, is you, with your work and through your salon, through Be Blunt, you've always pushed women to work with their natural hair. The kind of cuts that you all give in salons also are such that grow out and don't require you to constantly iron or blow dry, Even in, there's a stereotypical notion that only straight black glossy hair is good and everything else is problematic. So can you talk to me a little bit about what your hair philosophy is, what you've tried to push out, a little bit on that?
So the philosophy that we work under is definitely, as we cut, we work with the hair in its natural fall. And by working with the hair in that way, you know how the hair is going to look, even if there's no blow dry, there's no ironing, there's no styling product, there's no nothing. So you work with the hair in its natural form, and you allow the hair to sit where it wants to sit, and you cut it in that place. So by doing it in that way, by not taking it or in a direction where it's going to be difficult for you to manage. So when a client does their hair at home, literally they're in the shower, they shampoo, condition, towel dry their hair.
And then you air dry it.
If you air dry your hair, this is the litmus test, I feel, for a great haircut. When you finish your haircut, if you're sitting in the salon chair and your hair has started off, being cut wet, and then during the cutting process, we allow the hair to dry naturally. And because we work with quite fine sections so that we ensure that the hair is in absolute place. And we then see how the hair is naturally. And you can always improve on that look. But the look that you get when you've cut the hair from wet to dry, I always tell my clients that this is the worst your hair is going to look for the next 6 weeks when you need to trim your hair.
Yeah. And do you think that's helped change the narrative in a certain way in the, out there as well? Because the real beauty and natural beauty movement is extremely big on social media right now. Which is a great thing, because for a really long time, it was the opposite, where it's filtered and, you have to be perfect. So do you think this in some way helps break that?
So this philosophy is something that I've believed in and worked with since I started hairdressing. So that's the last 30 years. I've always been inspired by nature. I've always been inspired by hair, and I've always and we as a team at Be Blunt, I think like-mindedness attracts. We attract our tribe, and
you attract energies, the similar energies.
The philosophy that with which that even the team at Be Blunt likes to work with is to work with the hair in its natural form, not to cut or copy or paste, but to work, you do a combination of techniques to create a look to suit an individual. And that's very much the philosophy with which our work is based on.
So I distinctly even remember, like, I mean, you were one of the first people even in movies to work with curly hair and show textured hair, which was quite interesting. And I think it became a very defining, point.
I actually missed picking up on your point of that classic, lovely, long black hair being the ultimate, and that anybody in the movies anyway who has a short haircut was considered like a villain, or somebody who was like
someone who's not.
So I mean, I didn't come with that baggage actually, because before we worked on Untitled Chapter, I had never really watched Hindi movies. So we just did what came naturally to us, and working with natural hair was always our inspiration or influence. So, I get very mesmerized by the hair when I'm working with it. I allow the hair to talk to you and work with it, as opposed to trying to do something that it doesn't want to do. And that, in the end, always works out better for the client who's wearing the haircut. Though the client may not want that in the first place, the client wants something that's, more traditional, or somebody else is wearing it, as opposed to it being about what works on you. And I think that while you said, do I think that's influenced or made a difference? I think it's still a slow grind. I think there's in fashion, and there's always going to be, like they say in business, the self-starters or the first starters. And in fashion, it's the same. There's always the people who create at the top of the pyramid a certain kind of look that's like whacked out and out there, and it's used on catwalks, and then it gets diluted down. So the pyramid grows, and more and more people start wearing that same kind of fashion. And then you get, the dedicated followers of fashion who then come on board, and it looks like everyone's wearing it. But so there's always people who start it. Like I said, working with hair in its natural state is something that we have done for the last 30 years. It's great that now I feel people don't follow fashion trends quite as much. I think that might be a big difference. I think people work more with their emotions and are more inclined to try something that makes them personally feel good. It's all about consultation. It's all about getting to know your client. There's a lot of, geometry and a sort of
training,
form and structure that you need to consider when you create a look for somebody. Like I just said to you about your haircut. The moment you suggest a short haircut to anybody, they always say it's going to make my face look this, it's going to make my face look that. But the fact remains that anything that is below the jawline does not change the shape of your face at all. So that's for people who feel like, and then you can internally change the shape according to the bone structure.
There's always a way to modify and make it work if you have the right knowledge.
Individual, I think it's about creating, for me, the challenge that I love. I look at a haircut as a kind of almost like a design flaw or something that I have to put right. So when I look at a person, you always look at what is already working and what needs to change.
Picking up from that, lots of people unfortunately still don't understand, like as customers, as clients, they don't understand how to work with their natural hair texture or what to make work, because you're always told to alter it. Would you have any tips to share with women, especially on how to maintain it? Like if I don't want to blow dry my hair every day, how can I make the most of an existing cut?
Well, get a great haircut first. Then arm yourself with a range of products that will help you enhance, nourish, protect, and moisturize your hair. These are the things that will help you manage your hair. Protection for your hair is something that nobody thinks about, you know. I always like to talk about a hair care regime in a very similar way than you would to a skincare regime.
Skincare.
So you cleanse, you tone, you moisturize, and then you layer products. You know, in the same way you can layer your hair care products. So your cleansing of your scalp is primo of importance, because that is the place where the hair grows from. So like the soil is, the earth is to the trees, the scalp is to the hair.
That's amazing. That's a fun analogy. I'm going to use it somewhere.
So that's your shampoo, which takes care of cleansing the scalp. Then you work with your toner, or in this case, your conditioner, which nourishes and moisturizes and rebuilds from within. And then you have your conditioner, which the job of a conditioner, besides nourishing, moisturizing, is also to smoothen down the cuticle. The cuticle is the outer protective layer of the hair. And that is, if that is kept in good shape, then the hair is continually protected. If you don't use conditioner, then the hair becomes more and more fragile and susceptible to external damage.
And that's how it ends up breaking as well.
And that's how that's contributory.
One of the factors. Yeah,
that's a contributory factor. So, you know, not brushing your hair in the right way. So conditioner is super, super important. You know, when we first launched our range of products in India, we'd done quite a lot of research. And one of the things that we found was people didn't like to or didn't feel the need to use conditioner. When we launched in the early days, six years ago, it was more about talking about the importance of conditioner. And then styling product after that, you know, because we had to make sure that people were taking care of the hair, protecting the hair before we added any heat into the hair. So that was another kind of process of preparing your hair for
to get there,
for the next stage.
And especially, would you have anything for curly hair? Because people are still, there's tons of information on the internet, but everyone's still struggling. There's the curly girl method.
It's so funny you should mention it.
Yeah. You have something in there.
Because we are just very excited, actually. Curly hair is a massive passion of mine, of Arvan's. And, you know, as the founders of the company, it's been extremely exciting for us to work on this project. And we are about to launch a range of curly hair products. And it's a 4-step range.
Oh, and so you put out a regime, basically.
It's and we're doing it now currently in our salons as an in-salon treatment, and it is also a package that the client can take home and do for themselves and continue that 4-step treatment at home for themselves. You know, the biggest thing that people say to us is, when my hair always looks great when I leave the salon, but I can never make it look like that at home. So the continual message with our whole product range is to try and maintain what you have, you know, the look that you have in the salon, to maintain it yourself at home. So I'm going to talk to you very quickly about the curly range, if I may. And the first step is a very, very unique product. There isn't another product like this currently on the market. It is called Pre-Poo. And it is a detangler. It is a detangler for curly hair, because one of the biggest issues that people have before they shampoo, excuse me, particularly people with curly hair, is that it's very, very tangled, you know, from the weather and the wear and tear and, you know, just the nature of curly hair. So Pre-Poo is a treatment that you can apply to dry hair before you shampoo. And it's like it contains aloe vera, which is smoothing.
Super nourishing.
Super nourishing. And it contains coconut water, which is also extremely hydrating. So the smoothness of the hair, so that is the consistency. It almost looks like aloe vera gel.
Yeah, like the gel.
And it has an amazing coconut fragrance. So it smells beautiful in your hair.
Yeah.
So as a pre-treatment, we apply this to the middle lengths and ends of the curly hair. We massage it through, and we can leave it on the hair like you would a mask for anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how much time you have in the salon. Of course, if people do have time, we try to leave it for a little bit longer. So this helps to prepare your hair for the next step, which is shampooing.
Okay.
And shampoo is, may seem like simple, but very often people don't really realize the importance of a shampoo and a correct shampoo.
Yeah.
So important to ensure that you put enough product on each section of the scalp. The curly hair shampoo is, we would advise really with any shampoo that you do 2 shampoos each time you shampoo. So the first round of shampoo is to remove any oil and impurities that have built up in the hair since the last time you shampooed it. You might have used product, you might have used oil, you might have done, whatever people do in between shampoos.
So there's a lot to break down, basically.
So you first break down the oil and impurities, and then the next stage would be to just cleanse the scalp.
Yeah.
So 2 rounds of shampoo is what we would normally recommend, especially if you're shampooing 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. When you have a hair treatment in the salon, we do 2 shampoos to make sure that the scalp is thoroughly cleansed. And the one thing that I do notice is people with longer hair often tend to miss out this area below the crown.
Yeah.
And in the nape of the neck. So, when I've taught my children to shampoo their hair, I've given them the steps that we do in the salon.
In the salon.
I can share that super quick with you.
Yes, please. Because I tend to do that, and then you're done. That's a mistake.
So, put the product in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
Use a reasonable amount. But remember that the job of the shampoo is to cleanse the scalp. So even if you have super long hair that's down your back, you still don't need to put that amount of shampoo. Yeah. So that way you get great value from the products as well. It lasts you a long time, and it's not excessive on the hair. So dollop of shampoo in the palm of your hand, massage the product into the palm of your hand so that it's distributed across your palms. Then with your fingertips, start to apply the product in the front hairline, particularly for ladies, particularly in this hot, clammy climate that we live.
Where you sweat a lot.
That gathers in the front hairline. If ladies are wearing makeup, that can also collect in that hairline area. So we always start with the hairline, but that's not all the shampoo. So we distribute the shampoo in all the areas of the head. First the hairline, then, on top,
and then you move.
Back. This area below the crown is what everyone forgets.
Yeah. It's like the back of your neck. You never remember it.
So it's right. So you need to get right in there with your fingertips and make sure the shampoo goes onto the scalp in that area. Then you can add a little more water to your hair and massage it through in those sections. So if you think about it being 6, 7, or 8 sections that you really have to cover. So front hairline, above the ears to the top, behind the ears to the crown, below the crown, and the nape of the neck.
This would make for such a fun music video where you're dancing on it like the Macarena. You can do that. I think it'll work really well.
Mom's sitting here with a thought bubble across her head now.
Yeah.
She's going to make me dance.
Yes, I think I'm telling you, you've got a hit on your hands.
That's the song.
Okay.
So that's your shampoo, and you do that. You do that twice. In a regular circumstance. Suppose you've shampooed your hair more recently, then you can just do one shampoo. People who shampoo more frequently can just use one shampoo.
Okay.
So the job of the shampoo is to cleanse the scalp. It is to nourish the hair. The curly hair range contains jojoba oil and coconut water. Jojoba oil has the job of nourishing and moisturizing the hair, while the coconut water hydrates the hair.
Okay.
And curly hair, by nature, needs more moisture than any other hair type.
Yeah.
And similarly, the same products are contained in the conditioner as well. And a conditioner is usually more creamy in consistency. Again, particularly for this hair type, you'll find the curly hair conditioner very creamy in consistency because of the very nature of the work that it has to do. It has to nourish and work from the inside out almost. And so again, jojoba oil, coconut water are what are the main ingredients in this product that will really help your curls sort of spring back to life. When the hair is hydrated well, then the formation of the curl becomes much better.
More defined.
Yeah, I like how everybody always talks about with curly hair, they always associate frizz. So while curly hair is more frizzy in nature, if I may just do you a quick diagram. Everybody's skin produces natural oils, okay? Yeah. And curly hair looks like this, and straight hair looks like this. So the natural oils that are produced by the scalp, it's much more easy to travel down this surface than it is to travel on this surface. So hence the curls don't often get the moisture that they need, which is why our curly hair range is specially designed to really nourish and hydrate your curls. And the fragrance of this product, as I said, is in line with the pre-poo. So you've got step 1, which is pre-poo. That's to prepare your hair before you shampoo. Step 2 is your shampoo. And step 3 is your conditioner. And step 4 is about defining or enhancing the curls. And we've got this wonderful leave-in cream, which is to be used after you shampoo and condition. You towel dry the hair and you apply this product in a very specific way. So ladies and gentlemen with curly hair out there, here is a demonstration of the same. Okay, so the biggest mistake that people make when applying any kind of styling product is they do exactly what you said you did earlier. You put the product in your hand and you just
layer it on.
Plonk it on the top. And the top is the area of your hair that is the least damaged. It's closest to the root. It's the newest hair on your head. So it needs the least amount of support. It's in the most premium quality, closest to your root. As you work down the middle lengths of your hair and towards the ends, that's where you'll always find it's a little more sensitized. You know, even if you have no color, even if you have no chemical treatments in your hair, just the general wear and tear, pollutants, heated tools, the sun, you name it. We have it here in India.
All of it, really. I feel like we have the worst, amalgamation of problems.
So when we designed our products, it was funny because, one of the things that we felt other products that we were using did not necessarily cater to our Indian hair textures or our Indian climate. So the whole range of Bee Blunt products is based on that philosophy. It's, it's by hairdressers, and it's designed for the Indian weather and, for Indian hair. And the curly hair range is no different. So this product, it comes in a dispenser pump. And I'm not going to dispense it out, but it's also very creamy in consistency. So like any product, it's good to sort of play with the product a little bit. Take a little bit first. I would say 1 pump to 2 pumps for your length of hair and my length of hair. As the hair gets longer, you can add an extra pump.
More, how much ever you need.
For every 5 inches, you can add an extra pump of your product. So So it's very important that you massage the product into the hands like we did with the shampoo. And you'll notice as you do this action with the product, that the product comes onto the fingertips. So then we take the ends of the hair and apply the product to the ends first. Throughout.
Okay.
You know, massaging and kneading that product into the middle lengths and ends of the hair. I do it like this. I don't have long hair. So but the people with long hair
can
need
do that.
to know that they have to apply this product to the middle lengths and ends of the hair first. Okay, because that's when you've got the maximum amount of product on your hand. After you do that massaging process through the middle lengths and ends, you'll again see that there is, you know, product. You just push that product back up to the fingertips, less product on your hands, and then you can start to take it right the way through. And the idea is to make sure that your product is very evenly distributed throughout the hair. Pay particular attention to the ends of the hair where people have split ends, people have, you know, maybe a little bit of sensitivity or damage in the hair.
Which is where you need it, like, honestly,
you
because
need
that's the part that's fraying the most.
Yes, exactly. So you need that little bit of weight and polish on that area. So apply this through. You can either allow it then to, you know, you can rake your fingers through your hair and just shake your hair out. We call that the rake and shake technique. And you can, or you can style your hair. Okay, so when you use any kind of leave-in product in your hair, there's a specific way to apply it. We've talked about that. With this particular product, I have taken my hair and just after applying the hair in the same way that I just spoke about, and then just twist sections of your hair in this way and allow them to dry either naturally or with a hairdryer and diffuser or under the fan, a slow fan, and allow the hair to dry. The trick to this is to not disturb it then. Don't play with it with your fingers. Don't put a brush through it, a comb through it, nothing. Allow it to dry completely. Okay. After it, what that does, it allows the hair to get a lovely shine, and it holds the hair together, enhancing the movement of the curl. Then if you tip your head upside down or shake it out, which I will just do right now, I'm going to tip my head upside down and I'm just going to massage my head. Remember, my hair's been dried in this way this morning. I should remove my glasses.
Yeah, because you'll tip over.
So literally, I don't know if you can see.
I can.
Yeah, just shaking my hair out with my fingertips, and then you get so much more volume and body. So allowing the hair to dry completely naturally with curly hair is the absolute key. I don't know, I can't see how I'm looking right now, but I hope it's not looking too crazy.
You've got good body.
I've got good body.
Good body.
Super. So I'll quickly recap these 4 steps because I think it's important. And the one thing I want to say about the new curly hair range in all our products at Be Blunt are sulfate-free and paraben-free, which is very, very important in today's world. And at Be Blunt, we're very, very conscious of the fact that we need to take as much care of the environment as we personally can. All of our products are tested by stylists in our salons. They're not tested on animals, which is another thing that is extremely important to us. So quick recap. Step 1 is your pre-poo. Apply to dry hair before you shampoo. Step 2 is your shampoo, which is 2 rounds of your shampoo, 8 steps, 8 places on your head you have to consider.
Dance that we are going to see it.
The new song.
This is the first announcement. It's coming.
After shampooing, apply the conditioner. Just remove the excess moisture out of your hair. Apply the conditioner again with your conditioner. Start the application at the middle lengths and ends. That is where the work of the conditioner takes place. And step 4, after you rinse out your conditioner, towel dry your hair, you can use our leave-in cream, which is going to help enhance and sort of hold the shape of your curls. It gives a beautiful shine. And we have, if anybody's interested in knowing more about this, we've got a particular promotion going on in our salons, and we're doing this treatment in our salons, and we can show you exactly how to do it. And there are different combinations and concoctions, cocktails, I should say, that we can mix for different types and textures of curly hair, all in the Be Blunt range.
Okay, that was actually quite, I would say, very informative, because I mean, I didn't realize I was making so many mistakes, and I've been in this industry for a while. I've spoken to a lot of people. I should be better, but clearly not. We've spoken a lot about care, but I'm just going to quickly pick your brain on what you think are the big style trends for 2021. Sorry, what's the mood like? You know, we're going very minimal with makeup. It's all about, you know, Zoom stuff. So even with hair, is it like formal in the front and party in the back? What's happening?
It's usually the other way around is what I've noticed. Party in the front, bedhead at the back.
Bed at the back, yeah.
No, but I think definitely the trend now, thankfully, is going into the same way that our philosophy has been, close to nature, close to natural, embracing your natural. It's always been the philosophy of the Be Blunt team. And did I say philosophy correct?
Yes.
I've got my false teeth in. No, so I mean, we've really always believed in that. You know, not very sort of, I personally am not very fond of chemically rechanging the hair. I've always believed in working with the hair in its natural structure, get the right arsenal of styling and care products in your bag, and you're set, obviously a great haircut, and you're set. So 2021, I think, is seeing definitely more emotion. There's more thought perhaps behind it. We are trying to connect with our clients' emotions and how they're feeling, and what does their lifestyle consist of. Everybody's lifestyle has changed. Everybody's made lots of dramatic changes in their lives. So whether it's you know, in line with nature, whether it's working from home, whether it's, you know, we can't go on holiday anymore, whatever the weather, we are looking at, you know, creating styles, and we always have that complement and work well with people's and individuals' lifestyles. Sulfate-free, paraben-free, close to nature. That's the philosophy with our product line. That's the philosophy with our hair cutting, and that's how we really enjoy to work, you know. I was going to say,
so it's all about creating unique styles for people.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say the color lilac, the color lilac and purple is something that I've been feeling a lot, and seeing it around a lot, in different ways. Pinks, lilacs, lavenders. These are the kind of colors that are really, I feel, are looking fabulous right now. Of course, very difficult for our Indian hair to reach there, because you have to be white first.
You have to really reach it a lot.
Lighten
I would
first,
say. Yeah.
But in the color family, that's what I'm feeling in terms of trend for haircut. You know, the bob for us at Be Blunt is part of our heritage, variations on that same style, with a new theme to suit the individual, working on shapes of a bob. Now I'm personally exploring shapes that are, you know, expanding on the outline, whereas classically, you know, the bob has been more turning in. So looking at different ways of working with the bob, working with the natural texture of the hair, enhancing the natural texture of the hair.
Got it. I mean, there are two interesting things that I've picked up. One, you spoke about being emotional about hair, and second is the color, which brings me to my last question for you. There was a lot of DIY dye jobs that, you know, was making the rounds earlier in lockdown, because I think people really use their hair to express themselves, express what's happening and all of that. Do you think that that kind of, shift has solidified the relation between hair and your emotions and who you are as a person?
Yeah, I think there's a huge connection.
Also with mental health. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but with mental health, like your hair reflects.
So well-being is definitely part of the philosophy of being closer to nature, but the importance of finding out as much as you can about an individual before you create a look for them, because they are the people that have to go away and wear it and care for it and maintain it. So yeah, I think people are making a statement. I love the younger generation. They as long as I've been in this business, I've always been inspired by the people that I see coming up in the hairdressing industry, particularly because they tend to be a little bit more adventurous with their hair. They tend to be a little bit more outlandish. But I see it now very much outside of the hairdressing industry also. It was kind of always stuck to hair and fashion. But now you see it in all walks of life. Like literally people are making statements. They are expressing that it is a form of expression. I truly believe that.
It was a challenging 2020, but 2021 looks promising. And fingers crossed for you, for us, for everyone, I guess.
Yes, all the best.
Yeah, but thanks again, because there are a lot of takeaways that you shared here. So we're very happy you did this. And I'm sure everyone who's going to watch the video has learned a couple of things, if not too much, that's relevant. So thank you for coming, for sharing all of this beautiful information with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was great to have you on board.